Welcome to You Belong in the C-Suite podcast. You are ambitious in life and in your career, but something is missing. You want to bring more of your passion to what you do. Because let's be honest, you pour a ton into your work, and it needs to mean more. I'm your host, Laura Eigel. I'm a mom, wife, PhD, coach, advocate, introvert, and indoor rowing fanatic. I'm passionate about living a life that's in line with my values. We'll give you the actionable tips and tools you need to lead with your values, make a difference, and have career success. The world needs more diversity and authenticity in the top jobs at organizations. Your leadership belongs there. You belong in the C-Suite. What gets you up in the morning? What drives your decisions? What do you stand for? No idea, not even sure where to start? I use my values to guide my life and career. It's the basis of how I've built boundaries for myself and stuck to them. Are you ready to dig into what matters to you? Go to thecatchgroup.com to download your free values worksheet. That's thecatchgroup.com to download your free values worksheet to get to your core values and take action on what matters most. Welcome to this week's episode of You Belong in the C-Suite. Last week's episode focused on celebrating the first season of our podcast with highlighted clips from our highest downloaded episodes and from some of my favorite discussions. I want to thank you so much for listening and for being part of our community. We are so grateful that you are here. This week, I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what's coming up in 2022 in season 2 of You Belong in the C-Suite. Let's get started. In season 2, we'll continue weekly content of solo and guest episodes. We're also going to expand the types of guests that we'll have to include leaders in top jobs, talking about their career stories, how they got their mentors, and how they grew their capabilities within their careers. We'll also hear how they utilize their leadership to model and build their teams for success. We also have really exciting news. In previous podcast episodes, you have probably heard me talking about the process of writing a book and that I am in the middle of that process. And let me tell you, it is a process. I'm really excited to announce that my first book will be coming out in the spring of 2022. It's called Values First: How Knowing Your Core Beliefs Can Get You the Life and Career You Want. It's a book based on my Values First framework that I use to coach executives. More importantly, it's what I've used to guide my life and career based on putting my values first. In the book, I share personal stories from my career journey, how I've learned, made mistakes, and believe me, there are many, many mistakes, and learned to prioritize my decisions through my values, how I've built boundaries and kept them, and how I've modeled that for my team, how I've coached other leaders to do the same. I'll share personal stories and from leaders that I've coached. But I'm also going to give you the actionable tools for you to do the same. Values First: How Knowing Your Core Beliefs Can Get You the Life and Career You Want will be available in the spring of 2022. We are planning multiple episodes of the podcast to talk about my journey in writing the book and the details about the book. So look for more about it in season 2 of the podcast. We'll also give you a way to become part of our book launch team to support us in the release. I cannot wait to tell you more about the details in our upcoming season. Next, I want to talk to you about the next thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to be on a break. Over the holiday season, I'm going to be resting. In my company, the Catch Group, one of our company values is rest. I try to incorporate rest every week in my routine, but especially I look forward to this time of the year because we take a dedicated break from working with clients and from creating content. We are truly prioritizing rest. So we're taking several weeks off over December and January. Personally, I'll be spending time with my family, my friends, and also prioritizing alone time. Remember me, the introvert over here. I need some alone time. And this time last year, I felt like this was more of a recuperation from the crazy year that we had. And I really didn't get to rest. It was more about recuperating. And this year feels different. And I am here for it. So until we are together again as a community in season 2, here are a few things that you can do. First, I want you to rest and recharge yourself. Figure out what this means for you. What do you need? What does your family need right now? Do that. If you don't want to go to that party or that get together or that obligation that just feels like an obligation, don't go. Rest, recharge, do what you need to do to accomplish that. The second thing I urge you to do is to go back and review some of these podcast episodes from season 1 that you haven't listened to yet, or listen to your favorite again. One of my favorite podcasts right now is We Can Do Hard Things with Glennon Doyle. And I recently re-listened to one of my favorite episodes, and I picked up on a few things that I had missed the first time. I love doing that. Another thing that you can do is to check out the tools that we have for you on our website at thecatchgroup.com. Download your free values worksheet to start out the new year right, to see if those values still are the ones that are important to you right now. This is a really great time of year to do that and to do a values check-in. Another thing you can consider are other tools that we have available for you. We are taking applications for our next cohort of You Belong in the C-Suite group coaching program. You can find more information about that at thecatchgroup.com/group coaching. We have another cohort starting in mid-January. If this feels like a really great time to start that journey with a group of peers to hold you accountable, fill out an application and our team will reach back out to you in the new year. Last, you can connect with us. Connect with us on Instagram or LinkedIn at The Catch Group, or sign up for our weekly newsletter. We'll include all of those links in our show notes. What are you going to do to rest and recharge? I hope that you prioritize rest for yourself and for your family. And I thank you so, so much for listening. I cannot wait to be with you next year. And until then, remember, your leadership belongs here. You belong in the C-suite. I want to thank you so much for listening to the You Belong in the C-Suite podcast. If you are enjoying this content, please remember to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. By leaving a review, you are helping others find this content. We will be featuring 5-star reviews on air in upcoming episodes. Editing and support for the podcast is done by S&E Podcast Management. To get more tips and tools to help you live a life guided by your values, go to thecatchgroup.com. Keep your boundaries and take care.